Good day and welcome to episode 15 of the MicroMuse. And this week we need to talk about inspiration and specifically the inspiration myth. Hi. So, inspiration. I've said before, and I've heard so many people say, clients and non-clients, I just don't feel very inspired to write. I need to wait for inspiration to strike. And I drew a cartoon of that once, and the cartoon was of a skeleton holding a notebook and pen, and the caption said, she discovered what happened when you waited for inspiration to strike. Because I just wanted to address this myth of inspiration and what it is and where it comes from, and this myth of the muse as well. And I know some people find it useful to talk about the muse, but the muse is a capricious, whatever, and it doesn't work for you. And also it's rooted in, so I could go into the whole history here. So there's the whole kind of history of enslaving women in order for them to have ideas that the male writers and artists then stole and turned into artwork, right? So there's that. But also I just think it's a very passive way to see creativity. Like, you have to wait for some divine being to bestow upon you an amazing idea before you can create or write something about it. And that's not very empowering. And it leads to the kind of thing where Samuel Taylor Coleridge spent, where he wrote The Rime of the Ancient Mariner and then did nothing for 25 years except take opium. And then I think he died in an opium den. So, I mean, that's what waits for you people if you are just going to rely on the muse. I mean, maybe I exaggerate a little bit, but yeah, he waited for the inspiration to come back and it did not. And, if you're spending your days smoking opium in an opium den with the other romantic poets, then you're probably not going to get an awful lot of inspiration, because inspiration comes from going out and doing things and seeing things. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So, inspiration. Where do I get inspiration from? I almost never run out of things to say. And when I do run out of something to say, I will pick up one of my notebooks, physical or digital, and I will flip through it until I find something interesting. And I'm just going to give you a quick glance into my notebook here. This is the kind of thing that I have in it. So I've got stickers that I've seen that remind me of days out that I've had. I've got the lovely Sophie Blackmore's postcard from her book that I helped her with. And then that was from a comedy festival, and some of the notes that I wrote about what happened at the comedy festival, stuff that I have stuck in and notes that I have made. And all of those notes, all of those ideas, all of those thoughts come from me being out in the world and absorbing the world. That is what inspiration is. And I'm going to talk a little bit about, the other part of that in a moment. But listen to podcasts. Listen to the radio, watch TV, watch movies, read books, read so many books, and audiobooks count for those people out there who believe audiobooks don't count. They do. Audiobooks are great. But also unplug your ears when you're in public. I see most people walk around with their ears plugged in. And sometimes I have my noise cancelling headphones on, especially if I'm on trains or something, because I find people very overwhelming. But if I'm like, you know what, I am going to sit on this train or walk down this street, I'm going to take my AirPods out and I'm going to listen to people. Eavesdropping is a really underrated way of getting inspired. You hear the wildest conversations and you hear people say the funniest things, and you don't get any context with it, and that can be a blessing, because you can take that no context weird conversational comment and use it to spark 1,000 other thoughts. So yeah, listen in on people, eavesdrop, have conversations with strangers, have conversations with friends, always have a notebook with your way of recording, because that is your inspiration. I think the reason that the muse and kind of divine inspiration and that came about is because when we fill our brains with stuff, with ideas, with thoughts, with concepts, with new things that we've learned, and then we go to sleep or we go do something else, and then out of nowhere, often in the shower for me, an idea will come to me like that, and it's like, where the hell did that come from? But actually, if you reverse engineer it, you can usually figure out where it came from, unless, like me, you can't remember any of the things. But your brain, while you're not thinking about being creative or you're not thinking about anything, it will put stuff together. Your subconscious will do things. Like, your sleeping brain sorts stuff out. That's what it does. And that's why sometimes you'll wake up with a really good idea for something. Keep a notebook by your bed, because I can't tell you the number of times I have lost the best idea in the world because I just woke up and was like, that's amazing, went back to sleep and then forgot about it. So write it down. I've got a notebook by my bed as well. So yeah, that is where inspiration comes from, and that is where creativity comes from, is your brain putting those things together subconsciously. But also you can then go back through the things that you have noted down and the things that you have captured, and start putting those things together yourself as well. That is all it is. It feels like magic, and there is a kind of magic to it, I guess, if you want to think about it like that, because our brains are like magnificent things. But it's not. If you're waiting for the touch of an angel or whatever, then ain't gonna happen. We have to get off our backsides and do the groundwork for inspiration to happen to us. That is how inspiration works. So I hope that helps, and I hope that, like, and it also gives you something to do as well, because there's nothing worse than sitting there and being like, oh, I don't know what to write today. It's terrible. I don't know what to write. And you can sit there and bang your head against the wall or play stupid games on your phone. Never do that. Or you can flip back through all of the notes that you've made, or have a quick skim through your inbox, see if any of the subject lines grab your eye. Have a look through LinkedIn and find something that you massively disagree with that somebody has said. It shouldn't take you too long. And write a piece like refuting them or mocking them or whatever you want to do. Maybe don't post the mocking thing, but you can turn it into a mock the thing rather than the person. But yeah, that is where inspiration comes from. And I hope that helps, because next time you're sitting there going, ugh, I don't know what to write about today. If you put those few things in place, you will never, ever be in that position again. I promise you. You're welcome. So your 5-minute takeaway today is: set a timer for 5 minutes and skim through your inbox or your social feed and make a note of anything that grabs your attention or sparks an opinion from you. Pick one of them and write about it. Like, make a note of everything that pops into your head. Give it a little bit of context, because I do sometimes, like, one of my favorite, one of my absolute favorite notes that I left myself in my phone notes app just says in really shouty capital letters, study the googly eyes. I literally have no idea what I meant by that, but obviously it was very important to me at the time. So try and add a little bit of context to your notes, because otherwise you'll just stare at it and be like, But that will become content as well. It'll probably become part of a stand-up comedy thing at some point. So who knows? So that's your 5-minute takeaway. And if you would like more from me, and why on earth wouldn't you, you can follow and subscribe. You can follow me on LinkedIn, hit the follow button. You can subscribe at moxiebooks.co.uk/freebies. Join my mailing list and get some free goodies to help you use your voice to make good trouble. And finally, I would love to hear down below what you do when you feel like you've got no inspiration and you don't know what to write about or where to start. Share your top tips and tricks for getting your brain kick-started. Or if you are a person who has struggled with that and has never known how to do it, use this that I've given you today to go off and find something, and then drop a note in below. Let me know what you're going to be writing about and tag me in it. Tag me in your next post, or send me your next email that you write that has come out of one of the things that you've done today. Thanks for watching episode 15 of the MicroMuse. I will be back next week to talk about I don't know, I'm going surfing next week. I might pre-record it. I will be talking about the motivation myth. You'll want to be here for that. Peace out.